this computer. Hey everybody, welcome to So We Were Told Grapple News Now. This is version 3, I think we discussed last week, but for those of you keeping track, I've restarted the numbering. So this is episode 2 on YouTube. So sorry, old podcast listeners, if you're out there. We've restarted the numbers.
I mean, how would they access it anyway?
Yeah, so I didn't feel bad. What's
So
up?
Jason, well, okay, so I've got 4 things. We got 4 things to talk about this weekend.
Okay.
And earlier this week, I thought, what is going to be the top topic of Grapple News Now this week? And I thought, okay, we got Clash of the Castle, Scotland. That was a big show, right? A big PLE. We got the G1 blocks came out. We got full brackets for the Owen Hart tournament, like way earlier than AEW usually gives out. We're usually like halfway through a tournament before they let us know who's in it.
They at least do the first matches before they tell you.
But I thought, man, which one of these stories is going to be the thing that we talk about first? And today, this afternoon, the AEW ratings came out. Have you seen this discourse at all, or these numbers?
I saw I saw some language in reference to it, and it scared me, so I didn't look at it any further.
Andy will tell me what I need to know later.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, this looks bad.
It's bad. So yesterday,
what was the final number? Tell me the final number.
Okay, I will in a second.
Okay.
But so Wednesday was Juneteenth. So the ratings did not come out on Thursday for the Wednesday show. So
yes.
Yesterday,
for those who don't know, Juneteenth is a national holiday now.
Yeah. For any non-American viewers, it became a holiday during COVID.
2021.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the 4th year we've had Juneteenth.
3rd, I guess. 1, 2, 3. I guess if you count 2021, 4th.
I mean, if it became a holiday in 2021, we should count it, right?
I assume, but I wasn't sure like if he declared it a holiday after it happened. Like he gave people the day off, I remember, in 2021, but I don't know if it like became a holiday. See what I'm saying? Like I don't.
Sure. Okay, so point is, it was a holiday, so the Dynamite number didn't come out. The NXT number came out. The NXT number, they averaged 724,000 viewers, which is about what they've been doing lately. But they did a 0.26 in the demo, which is like I think that was the best demo number they'd done in 2024. So very strong number for NXT. And I thought, wow, what great number will AEW do?
A few months before they jump networks too.
Yeah. Where they will probably not get anywhere near that demo number. Even though they are technically going to be on a network. So the great number that AEW got was, in fact, 502,000 viewers.
Oh my God.
And a 0.16 in the 18 to 49 demographic, the key demographic. So that was 26% down from last week in overall viewers and 28% down in the demo. And it is the lowest figures in the show's history in both cases for an episode on Wednesday. So occasionally you'll get one of those time shifted or on a different day Dynamites, and some of those have done worse. But as far as like in its time slot, from 8 to 10 on a Wednesday, this is the worst they've ever done.
With a highly promoted match and commercial-free viewership, we should add.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I did not.
Jesus Christ. All right. My wife is coming home. I have to go unlock the door for her. So
okay, we can
I
pause.
apologize.
We're gonna pause.
Okay, all right.
And we're back. That should just be a cut, but we'll see what happens.
So anyway, worst number they've ever done. I saw that number and I immediately thought, I'm gonna log off for a week because I can't handle this discourse that I know is out there. And I didn't do, of course, I didn't do that because I'm addicted to. I live my life online. So,
Yeah, you have a phone
um,
like anybody else.
yeah. So, what I saw was a lot of like Tony's got to give up the book. This is not working, like stuff like that. And then it was just like, man, what happened? And finally, it was Black Wrestling Twitter that explained there was a Kendrick Lamar concert on Prime last night on Juneteenth. A was Juneteenth, and B there was a Kendrick Lamar concert on Prime that like a ton of people watched from Madison Square Garden. So I don't know if that if that actually had anything to do with it, but it's as good an excuse, it's as good a reason as any.
Okay, so as a layperson in the hip hop community, um, I can say that I get random facts about Kendrick Lamar seeping into my feed without me seeking them out. So I think he is like that top tier celebrity.
Well, he's incredibly famous right now because of the feud with Drake, obviously.
Right.
And so him doing a concert at Madison Square Garden that was streaming on Prime, a thing that if you have Amazon free shipping, you have. Um,
On a
okay, so
traditionally black holiday that is very important to the African American community.
exactly. So all that said, I don't know if that's the case, but I will say they were number three on the night on cable. So it didn't really hurt their ranking much. So whatever hurt them was not something else on cable. Whatever was taking away all those viewers was not something else on cable because everything was down.
I wonder if Amazon will release how many people watched that event if they're like proud of it.
It will be interesting. But unfortunately, I do know this is going to lead to the worst people in the world gloating for a week
Yeah.
about rate. Okay.
Oh, this
You're
is
on
Jenny,
you're on a
everybody.
YouTube video now.
Him just Skyping audio.
That's Andy's wife, everybody, and she is lovely.
Yeah. So that's the rating story. I don't know what to make of it. It is you cannot say it is not a catastrophic number. It's an absolute
It's
disaster of a number. But
bottoming out is what that
it
is.
it also probably doesn't mean a thing in isolation.
No.
None of these
No.
things do. Like no single rating means anything really.
No, because they can get to 1 million next week and everyone will be like, oh, and then they won't talk about that. That's the funny part. When
No,
they
the worst people will not talk about that.
yeah,
That's true.
a bad week to be MJF and Roosh, I would say, because their match was heavily promoted.
Yeah, and it was hot.
That was a good match.
Yeah. Um, the other thing about this is that um oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh well, anyway. Um I saw something Fightful Select reported that somebody there, I'm guessing Sean Ross Sapp, spoke to a contact at Warner Brothers Discovery, and they basically said, no, like it just doesn't. We're not. This has no effect on negotiations. This is
We are
a.
not
It was,
we are not paying attention to week by week.
yeah. This is. It was Juneteenth, the weird confluence of events. We're not worried about it. So now, if they do 500,000 viewers next week, maybe we can talk and say like, okay, like something weird is happening. But anyway, but
Is there anything crazy next week?
I was absolutely staggered when I saw that number. I could not believe it.
I was too.
Man, it's crazy.
Next week is June 26th. I don't think anything happens June 26th.
I don't think so. I just thought like, okay, the NBA finals are over. Like, they're not up like NXT was up against a Stanley Cup game too,
Is the Stanley Cup over?
I think no. I think
Okay, they're still
there's
going.
a game tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. I don't follow
Hockey
hockey.
friend is out of town, so I don't have him giving me updates of these things randomly.
Sure. Um, they announced the G1 blocks for that tournament in New Japan, and
This was
I don't
all
know.
the right? This is 18 of the 20.
Yes, but they also announced the qualifying tournament.
Okay.
So yeah, because last week we talked about how hey, the G1 is like
Back 2 blocks.
back to 2 blocks, and we have those blocks. If I could pull them up real quick from New Japan Pro Wrestling's website itself, which is actually just like hosted by Medium now.
Like the tech and social blog medium.
Yeah, yeah. The US website for New Japan is is on Medium.
Did their parent companies merge?
No, I don't. I just think like they were just like we can't deal with this anymore.
Well, okay, well they had a terrible website. I'm not gonna lie. I don't
Yeah.
speak Japanese, but it looked like it was laid out very bad.
So okay, in A block we've got former champ and possibly current champ by the time the tournament starts, Tetsuya Naito, Shota Umino, Shingo Takagi, Sonata, the Great Okan, Zack Sabre Jr., Gabe Kidd, Evil, Jake Lee, and TBA, and that's one of the winners of the kind of the wild card tournament. And in Block B, Hiroki Goto, El Phantasmo, Yota Tsuji, Jeff Cobb, Hanare, David Finlay, Ren Narita, Yuya Uemura, Konosuke Takeshita, and TBA.
Hmm.
Um, and the participants in those little tournaments, the mini tournaments, A Block, Tomohiro Ishii, Yoshihashi, Callum Newman, Kenta, Chase Owens, and Yujiro. So Tomohiro Ishii in risk of not being
Not
in the
being
G1 after being like kind of the MVP of the tournament for the last 10 years.
Hasn't Kenta been in the tournament the past few years too?
I think most years, yeah, since he came back in like 2019 and
So that one struck me as weird.
yeah. And then B block tournament is Tanahashi, Toriano, Oleg Bolton, Kojima, Taichi, and TJP. I imagine Tanahashi will win that because I think if you're gonna like do like Tanahashi's not in the G1, you'd make more of a story out of it.
I feel like though, if you're gonna, I feel like now's the time that Tanahashi probably shouldn't be doing a G1.
I mean, 5 years ago, probably, given the
I
state
know,
of
but
the
like, let's just start now. He's the president. He can say he has other things he has to worry about. His knees are killing him. Whatever. Just he doesn't need it.
no, I mean, yeah, fair. He doesn't. And then yeah, so I don't have a lot of analysis for those brackets because I mean it's really hard to break down a G1 because
They're all gonna face
there's so
each
many
other anyway.
matches. Yeah.
Yeah. I there were a couple of new people I didn't know in Block A towards the end of your list.
Okay. Jake
So
Lee, maybe.
I don't know him.
Yeah. He came over from All Japan.
Yeah, so there's a few new faces that I'm gonna, if I see any of the matches, I'll be seeing for the first time probably. Uh,
I I think that what we'll probably do on this show is we'll probably just do like kind of a check-in of where what the standings are
yeah,
every week when
who's
it's
on top?
happening. Yeah, because it's just kind of unless you're actually watching it, it's pretty hard to follow. Um, but here's something that is not hard to follow: a single elimination tournament that All
Yay!
Wrestling is holding, and we've got men's and women's brackets. For the women's side, it's this is the Owen Hart tournament, of course. The winner of the tournament, they will win the tournament in Calgary on July 10th. They get a world title match at Wembley Stadium.
Yes.
Willow Nightingale versus Serena Deeb. Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander, which already happened. Chris Statlander advanced. Deonna Purrazzo versus Hikaru Shida. And Mariah May versus Soraya. So
Is that this will be their third match, right? They've already fought each other twice, right?
they fought each other at least once. They fought once like recently, and Soraya won, which I think is good booking in retrospect because Mariah May is going to win now.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? I mean, I think just to serve the story with Tony Storm, Mariah May kind of has to win this tournament.
That's what I thought ever since they announced she was in it. I'm a
Mhm.
little upset that we don't get Natalia Neidhart in this tournament, if I'm honest.
Hey,
Um,
maybe she'll present the trophies with her aunt in Calgary.
maybe. I just wanted her to I thought it'd be cool if it was like she was in the final. She didn't have to win it, but like in Calgary, having her, that would have been a big deal. Sell some tickets.
Well, Jason, I got good news for you in that case because in the men's side of the tournament, Owen Hart's final tag team partner, Jeff Jarrett, is in this tourney. I actually really like that. I mean, he's probably going to lose in the first round because he's up
Yeah,
against.
that's what he's there for. Jeff Jarrett can have a good match in his sleep at this point in his career, if
Yeah,
he's the right opponent. Which for AEW talent, sorry, my cat's trying to tear up my 3D printer. Quick down,
he
please.
is he is wildly entertaining. Anyway, so the other matches, so that's he's taking on a wild card. We don't know who that is. People have been like fan casting Ricochet in that role.
Oh,
Um, but I don't know. So we've also got Ray Phoenix versus Jay White, also on that side of the bracket. On the other side, Claudio
that'll be nuts.
Castagnoli. What?
I said Ray Phoenix and did you say Jay White or who did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. For some reason, I was thinking Jay Briscoe, which is the deceased one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now that would do more than 500,000 viewers on a
Yeah,
Wednesday.
I was like, that'll be nuts. And I was like, wait, he said a different name than my brain processed.
On the other side of the bracket, we got Claudio Castagnoli versus Pac, which happened on Wednesday on Dynamite, and Pac advanced. And Brian Danielson versus Shingo Takagi, which has been announced for Forbidden Door, in
Is
fact.
that one of the ones on his list? Like he wants to
Uh,
wrestle this person before he
I don't know. I
retires.
mean, he wrestled him before. He had a very famous. They had a very famous indie match after Brian Danielson was fired for choking Justin Roberts by his tie.
I remember that time period. I don't remember that match, but I remember the time period.
It was on, I believe, it was on a Dragon Gate USA show.
Nice.
Yeah. So this tournament's interesting to me because Brian Danielson and Pac have both cut very compelling promos about why they deserve to win it,
Hmm.
and they're on the same side of the the, of the tournament. So who? So I mean, one of them has to lose there, and I don't know who's coming out of the other side. I mean, just at a glance, unless it's like maybe it's Hangman, maybe Hangman's the wild card. Because I'm looking at this and it's like it seems like Jay White's the only option on the right side, unless Hangman's there.
I could see them going with Hangman versus Swerve at Wembley because that feud's been off and on going for months.
I think it'll probably be a year by then, right? Probably close to.
I think it started just after. Did it start it all out?
I don't remember. It's been going a long time,
Yeah. They have
regardless.
these nice little pauses, which I can appreciate because that's how you build a rivalry. You can't just be feuding nonstop.
Yeah. So those are the Alan Hart Classic tournaments. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like these are the best lineups we've had for both sides of the roster so far.
Yeah. That was
And like there's something very tangible at stake too with the title shot at Wembley.
yes. It's not like we're getting like Adam Cole versus like all the C string people, and then he gets a little belt at the end, and then nothing comes of it.
Right, yeah. Gets a title shot all in next year.
Yeah.
And then I
Great, you're
guess
still waiting for hers.
yeah. What is up with her? I guess I heard she's injured, but it seems like I don't know. They're so quiet about injuries, which I understand because like it's literally none of my business. But I'm just so used to WWE where Jim Ross used to go on the website every week, every Friday for like 5 years and go like, here's everybody who's injured and how long they'll be out. This is their private health information, but we're just sharing it with you.
I just remember on their website, the minute somebody would get hurt, they would put out like a this person injured their blah blah blah. They will be
Yeah.
out approximately this many months. And
Yeah.
I feel like as television characters, that's fine. Like even just say someone's injured and they're gonna be out approximately this amount of time would be fine. You don't gotta tell me what the injury is.
Yeah. They're so tight-lipped about it there.
People just disappear and you don't know why.
Yeah. So
They come
we shall
back with
see.
a knee brace on, and you're like, oh,
Okay, we got one last item today
okay.
because I don't believe there are any major shows to preview for this weekend. Next weekend, we'll have Forbidden Door to preview.
I was looking to see if I had a timer. I do not have a timer. I forgot again.
Okay. But I can tell you that WWE did, in fact, as we previewed last week, they went to Scotland and
Yeah.
they did a show, and it was called Clash of the Castle, Scotland. And this is what happened on that show. Cody Rhodes defeated AJ Styles.
Yep.
The unholy union of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defeated Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And I saw a gif of Jade Cargill almost dying.
I heard she had a bad slip.
Yeah,
Like, did she do the splits? That's what somebody said.
I don't. I just the gif I saw was cut to like her landing. I didn't even see what she was doing.
I heard she was going for that pump kick and lost her footing. Is
Oh
that what it
Lord.
looked like?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Um, I saw something where somebody was in the ring like the morning of the show and telling AJ or something that the ropes are loose.
I saw the referee during Cody Rhodes' entrance. You know, they sometimes cut to the ring to see the opponent, and the ref was like like pointing at the ropes, and then AJ went and shook them.
Okay, that's I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently they were making people trip all night. So
But yeah, the Unholy Union got the win. They won the women's tag team titles in their home country or one of their home countries.
oh, I didn't even know that's a thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, they're both Scottish. Good for them. Okay.
Yay.
Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable to retain the Intercontinental Championship. I heard this was mostly a Maxine Dupree show.
I do want to say that Triple H was asked at the press conference specifically if Alba Fire's mother passing away had anything to do with her winning. And I was like, what a horrible thing to ask, first of all. But he was like, no, that had nothing to do with our decision-making process. I was just like, well, thanks for clearing that up. But like, what a horrible thing to ask somebody. I didn't like that at all. Sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, the real answer is we were beating the other two Scottish people on the show, so we had to give one of them one of the entities.
It has nothing to do with her mother, but where she was born. Get it right.
That's right. That is a surprise. Like, I agree that's a bad question, but that is a ballsier question than you usually get at those things.
I know, but like, how would you like to answer that and be like, yes, that was exactly why we did it? No. Awful.
Bailey retained her title over Piper Niven.
I think that was expected.
Yeah. We talked last week. Piper Niven does not want a match, and
Oh, and 7 or something. Yeah.
I saw somebody complaining about like how Nyla Rose hadn't won a match since October or something on AEW television, and she's in this tournament, and I'm just like, if you can't see the difference between being put in the first round of a tournament versus just getting a title shot on a pay-per-view, I can't help you.
Also, she has a better resume. She's a former champion.
That's also true.
So it's like we can just
But
put former champions in this in their a name.
yeah. But
So,
also, yeah, but also it's just like, yeah, so if she wins the tournament, she'll have won 3 matches over highly ranked opponents, so
yeah.
she will be deserving of the title shot.
Yeah, you I can't explain how dumb that is.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it was very galling to see. I don't think it was like a lot of people saying that, but I saw one get reposted on my timeline. I was like, oh, why don't I delete this app?
I don't want to bring it up because I don't want anyone to jump on this video and hate me for it. But there's a certain controversy that I've been dealing with in my timeline, and the stupid takes I've been seeing. It's not wrestling related; it's another genre. But I will have to text you later all the stupid takes I've seen because like
Okay.
it's mirroring this, and I'm like, why are people dumb? Like, stop it.
Just the Power Rangers thing?
No, although that made me
Oh,
sad.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then finally, in the main event, Damian Priest retained his title by beating Drew McIntyre when CM Punk came out and distracted Drew McIntyre by pretending to be a referee.
Didn't we just talk about CM Punk costing him something before? Are we
At
just gonna keep?
WrestleMania, yeah, I don't know if he cost him anything. He just jumped him and hit him with a go to sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Like
He's still
I
not
think
cleared apparently, so I don't know what they're setting up for yet.
Drew is 0-2 at Clash of the Castle shows now.
I heard the Scottish people were very upset.
Yeah, they were like Samantha Irvin did her thanks everybody for coming out and she got booed.
Yeah,
Samantha Irvin is like a beloved figure to those people.
yeah. So like, it's one thing to beat someone in their hometown. I think it's something different when you don't get shows regularly and you beat the home countryman. I feel like I don't know. And to have done it twice. I mean, he's not from Wales, but he's from the UK. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. And then obviously the second time was actually in his home country.
yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, I did look up. It was Money in the Bank 2023. They were in the UK, and I don't think he was. I think that's when he came out on the aisleway and held up his sword. Because I was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
remember where that happened, and I think it happened then. I'm not sure. I googled what other pay-per-views were in the UK in 2023.
Yeah, that was in London, it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he did it there, but
So Jason, I'm sure that there are things I missed, but we try to keep this show fairly brisk and that's the big news for the week.
so we have Forbidden Doors this weekend, right?
No, it's next weekend, so we'll preview it next Friday.
Okay, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. Well, I don't. Oh. What did you think of the ending of Raw?
Oh yeah, I guess we should talk a little Wyatt Six.
Yeah,
It stunk. I
as
mean, I
people
mean,
were murdered.
yeah, like they Chad Gable had an entry wound on his head from a bullet hole. I don't, like I thought in 2020
Hmm.
when COVID hit and there were no fans and we were introduced to cinematic wrestling in a real
Yeah.
big way. Um, I was okay with that because it was people adapting to a very strange time, and I enjoyed some of that. I,
Bray Wyatt had some good stuff into that. At least one.
yeah, yeah, like the Firefly Funhouse was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
The thing with like the swamp match was not. Um,
Okay. So like I thought that was an interesting concept, but it made me laugh more than it made me like shocked, which I don't think is what they intended.
right. So the Wyatt Six is a new stable comprised of 5 people. I guess Bray is in it. I guess is that the idea that he's
That's what
like,
my mom said. I explained the concept to her, and she's like,
mm,
maybe they think Bray is with them in spirit.
yeah. Did you see them at the fast food restaurant
The
afterwards?
Whataburger? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what my robotics team looks like at Whataburger. So like I was like, oh, they're just
Bo, I gotta admit, Bo looked very happy to be
yeah.
posing with that fan.
I'm happy for him. I'm just here's my concern. Okay, so Bray Wyatt, when he was pushed like a main event star, was killing baby faces. And
Mhm.
now we've literally murdered people. So like what are we doing?
Yeah, is that gonna get? Are we gonna get an update on that tonight on SmackDown? Do you think, or do they save that for Raw?
Um, I imagine they will
Do a
act like
recap on SmackDown,
they'll
probably.
probably do a recap. They might even play the whole thing. Who
Yeah,
knows? And
it was
then
long too.
they'll promote to and that sound effect the entire time that
Oh my
annoyed
God,
me to be honest. Um,
it was terrible. It was so amateurish. And these
I
people,
thought the costumes looked better. than
The
I
costumes, the costumes were fine,
yeah.
but it's just like you got these people on Twitter talking about hashtag cinema and like this deserves an Emmy and like I am begging you to watch literally anything else.
So I remember when we were doing the WCW rewatch
Yeah.
and we discussed the realism aspect of like when the NWO invaded the Disney tapings and they're
Hmm.
launching Rey Mysterio against it. And people called the police and stuff like that and thought this was
Yeah.
a real mugging in the backstage area.
Yeah.
I thought that's what WWE wants this to be, but they're doing it so poorly that like no one can everyone sees through this. You know what I mean? And everyone sees the bullet wound and is like, you
Well,
didn't just kill someone.
the other thing is, Jason, you've also got almost 30 years of copycat angles and people being familiar with all that stuff. So they know what they can't be fooled because so the only way they can appreciate it is as hashtag cinema. And
I also think it's funny that like coming off that pay-per-view, did you hear the Wade Barrett comments?
I don't think so.
Wade Barrett went off on CM Punk, called him a cancer, called him like poison to the locker room, and said he should be fired. And everyone was like, he's just bitter CM Punk took over the Nexus. I was like, and I remember that Nexus angle was like great when it first started, right? Like the main attack, the one that Bryan Danielson got fired for. Um, and it's
Jason,
like, this wasn't even that.
Jason, I got to be honest with you.
You didn't like it?
If if they are building a feud between Wade Barrett and CM Punk based on CM Punk taking over his stable from him 14 years, 13 and a half years ago, I will be so impressed.
I don't know if that's what they're doing or not, but it was on the pre-show.
You could see CM Punk thinking something like that though.
Yeah, probably. But like he's on the pre-show and he's doing all these comments, and I don't know if he clued anyone in that he was gonna be saying it because Big E's on it too, and he's looking at him like, what? What? Like just upset that you would even suggest firing
Mhm.
CM Punk. Which let's be honest, CM Punk is like one blow up away from being fired at any given moment.
Yeah. I mean, he will get fired at some point. But yeah, Wyatt Six, not into it. And this idea that you can't criticize it, like we were criticizing Bray Wyatt stuff when Bray Wyatt was doing it. I think we can
Yeah,
criticize the
it's
legacy of it
fair.
now.
It's
Yeah.
fair. And I don't know where it's going. I don't know what they're trying to do. How are they did they not learn their lesson by killing Mr. McMahon and then the Benoit thing happening like the same week? Like I feel like you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
do death. Like that's just something you stay away from.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I had this weird fear like we're gonna see the Gable stuff and they're gonna do like the fake like in memoriam graphic. I'm just gonna my stomach will roll when I see that online. I won't watch obviously, but like someone
They will,
already
yeah,
photoshopped it.
they're not going to do that.
Oh.
They're not going to do that. But we'll be back next week and I can tell you like, oh, they did that. Like we can talk
I
about
mean,
that.
they just had the people in his stable turn on him as well. So it's like you were just gearing up this Chad Gable feud and now you kill him by somebody else. I don't get it.
Do you think there's any chance that this means he didn't resign?
Triple H told the press conference that he resigned.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought. That's what I heard
Never
anyway.
mind. Because I saw he also got taken out of, he had been announced for a Money in the Bank qualifier match and then he was removed from it. But,
I,
probably because
I
he's
will
dead.
double check the tweet, but I was
Okay.
positive someone retweeted that Triple H said he resigned after
Okay.
that show.
Well, we'll find out. Yeah.
I just think the whole thing's stupid. I mean, I like Bray Wyatt as a person, and I thought he was a very creative person that was mismanaged, but I don't I don't see this lasting,
No, I feel like this is probably like the peak.
which is the downfall for most WWE projects like this.
Yeah.
Um, all right. I just thought that was a big thing we should at least address.
For sure. Yeah.
Alrighty, well, keep watching wrestling and check back in with us next Friday, and we'll tell you what's up. So, bye bye.